Hello, and welcome back to the club. I'm one of your hosts, Katie Hoyt, and I'm here with my girl, my Salt Lake City girl, Miss Ashlyn Clark Gober. Ash, how are you doing?
I am doing great. I think I was literally built to be an SLC girl. Like, it is so much fun. We moved here the last week of June or something. And then you were promptly here the following weekend.
Right.
And it's just been a great time. The only thing is that it is like literally 1 million degrees here. So outside of like melting when I go outside, I'm having a glorious experience. I love Utah.
Yeah, no.
How are you doing? How is the homestead back in Beham? Are you holding it down for us?
I'm attempting to. It was a bumpy ride, I'm not going to lie, after we came out to see you guys, which we had such an amazing time, and we'll get into that and talk about what all we've been up to and the move and how all that went. But when we got back, literally the day after we got back, Hoyt and I both got food poisoning. And
so I really thought something that we must have eaten here was the culprit, but we have felt totally normal when it was just you. Whenever it was just you having symptoms, I was like, oh, this is one of Katie's like GI things that she does. And then when you said Hoyt got sick, I'm like, okay, this is a problem. Like, that man has intestines of steel. So if he has an issue with some sort of food product, it's definitely contaminated.
yes, 100%. We're pretty sure. So we got back that day. We ate at the Dallas airport at this, I think it was called Cantina Laredo or something like that. And we did not have any ingredients that were the same. But then when we got back, we got kava for dinner. And of course, we both had rice, we both had lettuce, we both had chicken. We had a lot of the same ingredients. And so we feel like that's where it happened.
No, you can't blame kava. It wasn't their fault.
Isn't that heartbreaking? We love kava.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's one of my favorite fast food places. I cannot believe that happened to you guys. Maybe it was a freak accident at the Dallas airport, which is nice to know, because I'm going there. When am I going there? In 3 weeks for my sister's white coat ceremony. I will be avoiding that little food stand like the plague.
No, literally, just go to Dunkin' or go get a snack at the 7-Eleven, or don't go to this place. Seriously, we were not okay. And I have never had food poisoning before. It was so bad. And I am typically someone, if I feel bad, I'm not going to admit how bad I felt. I'll just say oh, I was okay. I could still run around and do stuff. It didn't get me down that bad because I'm just too proud. No, this took me out. Because first it's okay, I can't get out of the bathroom, and followed by I can't eat anything, and then I have no energy, so I can't and we have a 3-story house, so a lot of stairs involved, and I couldn't go up the stairs without feeling like I was gonna pass out because I had literally no nutrients in my body. It was so
that's awful. Thank God y'all have 5 bathrooms in there, because otherwise
exactly
y'all be up Schitt's Creek if y'all were sharing a bathroom.
Literal Schitt's Creek. It was not great, but we've recovered ever since. Things have been fine. I did this lime wash wall that is my backdrop, so that's been nice. I've kind of...
And if you're not watching on YouTube, you need to head right over right now, because she needs some acknowledgement of the lime wash. It looks so good.
Thank you. I did it myself. My hand is not okay from using the brush because I didn't find out until after I finished that there was a brush handle involved. So I was just holding this block brush, my thumb right here. No, it's not okay. This was days ago, and it hurts so bad even still. But anyway, got that done. We've still had so many issues with our house. I'm not sure if I've said that on the podcast yet, that our house is a piece of shit, but it is.
I don't think we've discussed, but literally the amount of time it would take to go into a deep dive of the shit y'all have been through with this stupid fucking house. But it's so cute. It's in such a good spot. And there's so many good parts about it that I can't believe y'all are having the issues that you are having with it.
I know. It's been a disaster. And
mainly because it's brand fucking new, built in January.
Literally. It's absolutely insane. I don't want to get into it. Like I checked my blood pressure last night for whatever reason. We all decided that we were going to check our blood pressure as like a fun game, and mine was slightly elevated, which it never is. So if I start talking about it, I'll get my blood pressure up. So anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to the good vibes and good feels. Let's talk about Salt Lake. How was the move? How was Susanna? How was getting settled in? Do you feel like you're settled? Just tell us everything.
Okay, the move itself was haunting my dreams before it happened, because I was like, who wants to drive 30 hours in the car with a 6-month-old? But truthfully, it was not bad. We were in the car for like 4 days, and we just did hotels or Airbnbs, like at wherever we made it to. The good thing that we decided to do was not to put pressure on ourselves to get to a certain place. So whenever the day was like starting to wind down and we were like, okay, we think we have like 3 more hours in us or 4 more hours or whatever, we would look at a town that was about that distance and then go ahead and book something and then just make it there. And so we never really like pushed ourselves to like, we have to go right now. We like, you know, if Susanna was upset, we would just pull over at a rest stop and get out and like get some sunshine. And so honestly, it was pretty leisurely.
Yeah.
The only thing that moving has changed about me is that it made me question why the fuck I'm breastfeeding so many times.
Yeah.
If you've been watching on YouTube, you might have seen me like shove my hand down my shirt a couple times. I do have my pumps on right now because even though it made me question it, I never stopped. So just know that. But when we were about to leave, so for those of y'all who don't know much about breast milk or like haven't experienced this, once you freeze your breast milk, it must remain frozen. And so if you decide that you're going to thaw it and use it, once it's thawed, you have 24 hours to do so, or else it's spoiled.
Yeah.
And I have like 40 bags of breast milk frozen from whenever Susanna was smaller that we typically use if she's going through a growth spurt or if I'm going back to work and my hours are different, you know, just kind of like a backup plan. And the way we had to scramble when we left, because we had to leave it all in our parents' deep freeze, because they're going to ship it overnight to us, but we had to make it those 4 or 5 days with no backup milk. So I was like, I felt like I was constantly pumping, and you have to wash everything. So I would pump, we'd pull over, I would go to a gas station bathroom, wash my shit, get back in the truck. And then every night, whenever we would get to the Airbnb or the hotel, we would just like want to crash. No, I got to line up at the sink, get all my little like bottles and flanges all clean. Labor. It is literally a labor of love. But my patience with it is running thin. So the only bad thing I have to say about the trip was the breastfeeding, and that's my fault. Like, if I had just been a person that's like, oh, we'll do formula for this trip, I would have been a lot happier. But you know,
Yeah, you did
2020.
Yeah, no,
It's okay.
that is a lot. Susanna is one lucky
okay.
girl to have a mom so dedicated.
She is one lucky girl. She is, and she's really reaped the rewards of the breast milk, because we were in the library yesterday and we were just like getting cards, and the woman up the front was like, oh my gosh, I have a baby girl too. How old is she? I said, she's 7 months. She said, what? She goes, oh, she's really big. I was like, yeah, she's massive. I don't have to work out biceps anymore because all I do is just haul Susanna around everywhere and you're good to go. But the move was truly the best. She did. I'm convinced we have the best kid in the world. She did great. And I don't really feel totally settled in, because there's still some quirks about our apartment that aren't like fully fleshed out, like where certain things are going to be stored, or like I have literally zero decor up either. It's like all still in a box in my closet.
Yeah.
So there's still some things that we have to do for me to feel 100% like we're here, we're moved in. But there's been so many fun activities to do that I haven't really been like focused on getting the house perfect. Because I mean, the decor is the basket of toys strewn across the living room floor.
100%. No one's looking at your walls when there's, 600 items. I won't even call them toys.
True.
Strewn across the floor. Susanna has, I would say, eccentric taste in toys. She really likes some different things.
She does. You know, she's a girl of just, I don't even know if eccentric is even the word. She just has many different unique tastes. She loves a toothbrush.
Okay.
And her favorite toy, which is like her pride and joy, is this Ethernet cord that Jake has like taken the metal ends off of, so she can't like hurt herself or anything. But like she will play with the Ethernet cord for hours on end. And I'm happy to let her do so.
Whatever keeps our queen happy, that's what we'll do. She also loves, is she still loving the tampon she was a couple weeks ago when?
Oh my God, yes. Well, she's kind of taking a break from the tampon for a moment, but we do bring it out every now and then. She loves the way it like crinkles. It's like the perfect size. So the tampon, I think, will be in our future for quite some time as a toy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing well. She's adjusted really well. Like she enjoys being outside, and there's so much stuff to do out here outside. Like we live really close distance to a really pretty park that has a beautiful mountain view, and then also a really long walking track. So if Jake wants to run with her, he can just take her to that park. Or just like our neighborhood is really walkable. There's sidewalks everywhere.
It's so nice. It's so convenient. Like literally every single street has a sidewalk there.
Yeah, in the mornings, Jake will walk to, if he wants to get coffee, there's a place to walk, or if he wants to go, he very often goes to the gas station. They have this protein bar that he likes, and they'll just walk there in the mornings and go get a protein bar, or like if he wants to get a protein shake or whatever. Yeah, so she's been really happy, which I love. Work has been kind of nuts, so there's been, it kind of ebbs and flows of as far as like what I'm able to do outside. But we went on like a resident retreat yesterday. No, it was Friday. We did like morning clinic, and then at 1 we went to eat, and then we went on a hike, and they were like, do you want to hike? Well, I guess we'll just do Lake Mary. And I was like, been there, done that. And Martha and Catherine.
So did y'all hike all three or just to the first one?
No, I mean, we didn't even get started with the hike until like 3:30 p.m. So we just did the first one. But you know how we started and we had to go up the lift?
Yeah.
Area. Okay, so we had originally planned on doing disc golf there for some reason. They have like a big disc golf course. But they had rented it out for an archery event, but we already had lift tickets. So we took the lift up and then hiked. It was mostly like a horizontal hike over to Lake Mary and then down. It was glorious.
Oh, I bet. Because the very beginning of that hike, like when I say I was dying, like I was dying.
Yeah, it was humbling because, I mean, I'm not like the most avid like worker outer since we've had the baby and since I've been back at work, but I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. And you and Hoyt work out, and we were all just like fucking dying.
No, like I was dying. And like Jake does cardio. So I feel like the only thing about Jake is that he had Suzanne on his back. So he had an additional, like her plus the backpack is what, like 25, 30 pounds. So
I think 30 ish.
Yeah. So
pounds on his back.
He had some additional weight to carry, but he does cardio. So like not worried about him. Me and Hoyt, we don't do cardio. We work out, 4 or 5 times a week. So the weight training, that's fine. No, like the way my chest was burning.
It was bad. I was not doing okay either.
So bad, but we made it. It was such a beautiful hike. And then Hoyt and I also, so that was on the 4th. The next day you had to work, unfortunately. So Hoyt and I went over to Antelope Island, hiked there. It was unreal. It was so hot. We like took some photos up at the top. When I tell you my face was blood red, like I'm talking like 4th grade PE, and we just played dodgeball. Like I was so red faced, and I told Hoyt, I was like, we can never post those photos anywhere. Also, I wear like the sunscreen, like chapstick. So I'm literally blood red, like a little kid. Like a little kid you see, and they just like smell like sweat and outside, and their face is blood red, and their hair is like stuck to their forehead. Okay, that's what I look like. And ghost white lips. So bad. However, the hike was amazing, and you guys have to do it when you have a free weekend.
Jake has already been looking into it because my parents are here this coming
yeah.
week. And so he was like, we should do something fun. I want to go hike, but they don't really hike. So we were like, well, where could we go? That would be nice to just, kind of go like quickly and then come back and see them. But
Yeah.
the funny thing is you had that on and Jake thought you didn't know that your lips were white. And he was like, should we tell her? I'm like, it's sunscreen. Like, she knows that it looks like that. But it cracks me up because every time I go on a hike, I'm like, this is so pretty. I would love to get a photo of like me and Jake in front of this thing. And especially on our honeymoon, it was a big problem because that was our honeymoon, was just like a hiking trip.
Yep.
And so we would get like strangers to take our pictures and they would be horrendous.
No way. Like
You just don't have any chance to look good whenever you've been in the freaking sun for 4 hours and your hair is just, oh my God.
oh my God. Like you want the memory so bad. And you also want to be able to say like, look, here's us. We did this. The way you look so fucking ugly in the photos, like not you, but anybody.
Yeah, no, like you can't help it. And they can never see the light of day. So then the photo is wasted.
Exactly. And like all of that courage that you built up, at least for me anyway, to ask a stranger to take your photo is for naught because like, and even me, I always say, like I say all the time, like this picture's just for memories because I don't like post on social media or like do anything. It's just for
Yeah.
memories. And then I look back and I'm like, why would I want to remember that I looked like that?
It's like I would rather just have the scenic photos and not have to remember that I was even there if this is what the memory is going to be. Like,
Exactly.
I would like to pretend, like, in my memory, I like to pretend I look good at all times. So having the reminder that I don't
Oh my God.
is not really.
No. And like in the summertime and like I have my big fat arms out everywhere and my big fat legs and like I'm so pale. It's so bad. When we went to Washington, we hiked at Mount Rainier and I don't know why I always like put on a little bit of makeup and like style my hair. When we got to Mount Rainier, like it wasn't raining, but it was so humid. My hair was wet when I got done, like 100% completely soaking wet. I need to just like show you the photo. I had on like a toboggan. So from here up is dry. From here down, it's 100% completely soaking wet. Like looked like I just got out of the shower. And I curled it that morning to go hiking.
Yeah, you did show up with a beat on. Like I showed up to this, we went to breakfast before we went on this hike and I like rolled up. I think I had like a bun, a tank top, like no makeup. Katie's got like on a lip. She's got on like a little shadow. She's got her little pigtail braids. I mean, she was ready to serve on this hike. And but actually the pictures, you looked cute in them. So I think they were worth it just because it wasn't super hot.
That's the thing is that I always like am prepared. I'm trying my best not to look like an absolute troll in the photos. I still do anyway. So like, why did I waste that hour putting on makeup and fixing my hair to still look like shit anyway? It doesn't make any sense, but alas.
Thankfully, we were walking and the people that offered to take our photo we didn't even have to ask, were pediatric residents. So they take care of babies all the time. So we get in the photo and Suzanne is there and they're like, what's her name? We'll call her name so that she can look at the camera. And she smiled at the camera. And so, because obviously she's smiling at them, but so thankfully she's there to like scene steal a little bit. So no one's gonna be looking at us. Everyone's looking at that backpack trying to get a better look at Sue.
Right.
So thankfully for her, like she makes us all look good.
100%. That's the thing. Like you don't have to worry about what you look like in the photo because no one's looking at you. Everyone's looking at our beautiful girl. I miss her so much. It literally like the next day I think we were on the plane and Hoyt just looks at me and he goes, I love Susanna. I was like, yeah, same. Like, I can't believe I don't have access to her. Like, I miss her so much.
I'm so sorry. I feel like I ripped her away from everyone right after I just introduced her
Right.
like, in December.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, enjoy her for 6 months and then we're leaving. But I feel like without her, like I wouldn't have been able to lure you guys here. You know?
That's not
It would've been
necessarily true, but I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, she makes the trip a lot sweeter when you get to go. And like, I would kill for a smile. Like, I don't care how many times I have to look like an idiot, sound like an idiot. I will fight for my life for her to smile at me. Like, it is truly the best thing.
I know. It's the best feeling. It's the best feeling in the world. So you guys enjoyed your Utah trip. where would you rank the hike that we did, like on your favorite hikes that you've done?
Oh man, okay. So if you had asked me like a while ago, it would have taken me a long time to figure it out. But so we enjoyed the Antelope Island way more than the one that we did with you guys, which that one was still like amazing. But Antelope Island was like one of those where you're looking around and your brain is just like question mark, like how
Really? Because the photos you took looked flat, so I was confused about
it's one of
the views.
those.
But I know the pictures don't like do any justice.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the reason why.
You just have to go. It's like so like vast and there's so much land that you're just like your brain can't compute how
Okay.
your eyes are seeing that much.
So it's ranking in your top few hikes, I guess.
Yeah, Antelope Island was definitely a top. But like the one that we did was so gorgeous. And then after we left the hike and we drove from there to Park City, that drive was just like insane. It literally looked like
immaculate.
Switzerland. Like so
Yeah,
gorgeous
I
and
love
beautiful.
that drive.
Yes, same. I would definitely rank it up there. Like we absolutely love Salt Lake City. In fact, when we got back, we went to go see Hoyt's grandparents and they were like, would you guys ever like move out there? And I was like, yeah, 100%. And Hoyt was like, I mean, not now, obviously, because we just bought a house.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, if
I
it ever came
agree.
up,
Yeah.
then we certainly would. Like the thing is, Salt Lake is a big city, but it's actually like small in terms of like geographic area, I guess, that it takes up. It's really easy to get places.
Broad. Yeah.
Exactly. It's so beautiful, so clean, so nice. Obviously gorgeous scenery. It's just like it's the perfect place to be.
I agree. I was nervous about moving here from Birmingham because I was like, the city is technically bigger than Birmingham, and I didn't want to like go somewhere much larger. But it's situated like there's like the city, and then everything else is sort of like suburban type, and everything we need is like really close to us without having to go downtown. But if we want to go downtown, it's only like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So that was like it's just been a really easy transition, but I feel like the city itself is just so pretty and so easy to like assimilate into and find things that you like, because there's a million options of every single thing. Like you want to go to the grocery store, there's 18 different kinds that you can try, and half of them you haven't even heard of yet.
Right.
So I don't know, there's just like a lot of really good things here, and the people here are really nice. I know that I have heard at least that if you're not LDS, like Mormon, for those of y'all who don't know what LDS means, then it can be hard to like kind of meet people that you can hang out with, you know, as much, because they're a little bit exclusive. But because I'm in residency and the people that I hang out with every day are not LDS, it kind of made it a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's amazing. I would move there in a heartbeat.
And then we were sitting at lunch, and those people from Mississippi and Kansas just struck up a conversation with us. Actually, we're going to get dinner with them next week sometime, I think.
Oh my
so
gosh.
everyone's just like super nice.
Yeah. No, I felt that way. Like people are always like, where are you guys from? And oh yeah. And I feel like everyone's just so friendly, easy to talk to. That's so nice that y'all are going to actually like get to hang out with them. They seemed super sweet. So
They did.
hopefully that goes well. Yeah, well, that'll be great. So other things that we did on our trip, we went to Old Spaghetti Factory, which has been like on my bucket list to go with Ashlyn specifically for a very long time. I feel like this is just like an inside joke between us, but basically, long story short, when my husband played baseball out there, one day I was going to go to one of his games. I got there early. There was like a TJ Maxx really close by. So I just like went shopping, and then I needed to grab some dinner before the game. So I went to this place called Old Spaghetti Factory, and I ate, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so good. Well, come to find out, that is a place where Hoyt's family goes to eat like around New Year's every year, like his big family in Indiana. So every year we go to Old Spaghetti Factory, and then my company's trade show is also in downtown Indy. So I've now forced my boss to go with me, and I told Ashlyn before she moved out there, like, you have to go to the Old Spaghetti Factory because we don't have one. I don't even know where the closest one is. Probably like Nashville. I don't know. Anyway, so when we booked our Airbnb, I was looking at places around us and noticed that the old spaghetti factory was in fact 1 block from our Airbnb. So I texted Ashlyn and I was like, get in the car because
We go in. It was so good. We had hyped it up in our mutual conversations for a long time, but had never told Jake that this was like our big to-do while they were here. So we went and we were actually blown away. It was so good. And they have this like gelato that's, what is it? Pistachio, cherry, and chocolate. Like a sort of like Neapolitan situation. It is so good. It's called Spumoni. We have been looking for Spumoni ever since we went, but we don't want to go back and sit down. We just like want to have a Spumoni at our house.
yeah.
And it's kind of impossible to find. So.
No, I literally don't know where. If you search it like on Google, stuff will come up, but I don't know where you buy it. Like I feel like you would have to go to like a specialty. What is it? Is it Edgar's ice cream, or I don't know what the brand is. I don't know where you would find it like in stores.
I don't know either. Every time I Googled something, it just came up with Old Spaghetti Factory. Apparently you can like order it, but I'm not going to order bulk Spumoni.
No, that feels like you're crossing a line.
Yeah, it does. It feels dark webby. I don't know. Like I need to like actually go there to experience it.
100%. Like you don't need to be insane about it.
Yeah. Not yet, at least.
Right.
Speaking of being crazy about something, anything good that you've been reading lately? Like outside of the book that we're talking about this month, like anything, like I feel like I haven't been able to read, so I need to live vicariously through whatever you've got going on.
Okay. So no, I had not been reading a lot because we came to visit y'all, and then also Love Island has been on, and like
I forgot you guys are huge Love Island people.
and typically we only do like UK. We might watch US, or I might dabble in US like separately, and Hoyt might not even watch it with me. If you guys are not Love Island people, US this season is so good. Like seriously, one of the best seasons of all time, and that's US, UK, Australia, all the English speaking ones. It is so good. The finale is tonight. I'm so excited. Hoyt and I both voted.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Oh my God, you actively participated in it? That is so fun.
Yeah. So
I have not been able to escape any sort of media about Love Island. Like everyone's talking about it. So I believe you that it's like the season.
it is so good. And Ashlyn, there's this girl named Leah on there that like you would be obsessed with. Like
Really?
she's so fucking funny. She's like, I would say she probably like describes herself as someone who like dates toxic men, but her growth like from the start of the season until now has been so amazing. Like she has so many iconic lines. Oh yeah. Like, but she's so funny. Casa Amor this season was like absolutely insane.
God. It always like throws everything off the rails.
Oh yeah. And this season it was like bad, like just crazy. And then I don't know if you have watched since they implemented movie night, but do you know what that is?
No clue. No.
Okay. So a couple seasons ago, they started doing movie night. And basically it's like a little bit later in the season when couples are like established and there's like maybe some bad blood, like people have stopped talking to other people, whatever. And they do movie night where they like show clips of things that have happened, things people have said about people behind their backs, things that happened in Casa Amor, and they get to see it. So, and they did movie night like really soon after Casa this season. Oh, like it was so like bad, but in a good way.
Imagine. And then imagine if like y'all weren't not talking anymore and you found out someone that like you're still talking to talk shit about you.
Oh,
Okay, I really want to watch. I just don't have like the time to like put into a show
No,
right now. Like
you don't.
I started watching Bridgerton. I got halfway done with that. And then I started, which I bitched that they were doing 2 separate seasons pretty much. And then I still only got to episode 6. So I only have 2 left. I just can't do it. And then I started also House of the Dragon season 2. I started it the week it came out. And I am like already 2 episodes behind. Like they give you a week between and I still can't keep up.
yeah, no, you have like you're so busy. I don't know how you do it all. And I like Love Island, US is shorter than UK, but it's still like 30 something episodes. Like it would take you a year to
so
finish it. I
crazy.
know.
Yeah, it really would.
But
But I've only ever watched that one season of UK with
yeah.
Mora, and literally I devoured it. Like I watched it so much.
Yeah.
And it still took me like 3 weeks to get through just because there's just so many.
Totally. That's a really good one too. If you guys are like looking for a place to start with Love Island, I would say start with this current season, season 6 of US, season 5 of UK. Oh,
Immaculate.
it's so good and it's so messy.
Immaculate.
It's, if you don't know who Maura Higgins is, like prepare to be obsessed. She means everything to
It's
me.
actually a perfect intro to Love Island because Ariana is there, if you've seen Vanderpump Rules, and then Mora is there. So then you get to see her, and then you can go back and learn about her.
Yes.
In season 5 of UK.
Yes.
So it's like a really good segue into getting to know.
Yes. And I don't want to
Love
like
Island.
linger here for too long because we were technically talking about books, but I just have to say, Ariana, she looks so sick in every single episode.
does.
Like the way she slays, she is the most beautiful woman like on the face of the earth. And before Love Island, I like didn't really know who she was. I really only knew because of Scandival. But when I saw photos of her, I wasn't like, oh, she's the most beautiful girl in the world. I was just like, she's a pretty girl. No, like she's hot on these Love Island. Like they do her up.
I know. I've
my
been
God.
seeing the like. So I follow her because I'm a Vanderpump Rules girl, but she always posts the Love Island
Yeah.
stuff. They have been glamming her to the fucking gods. Like the extensions are always killing it. The makeup is always good. And then someone different is dressing her. Someone different than her usual, which I'm sure, I mean, she's not like loaded, so she probably dresses herself.
Yeah.
But this is different than what she would usually put herself in.
It is so freaking good. The extensions, like she needs to keep them in full time. Like,
Permanently. I agree.
oh,
Totally
she
agree.
looks so good. But anyway, that was like a total tangent. Back to books. I have not really been reading. I just finally, we slowed down on Love Island. My husband went out of town for like a couple days for work. So I had some time to read. I finished this book. I read another book called The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren, a rom-com, and like rom-com in its truest form. Like it was so funny. Literally the end of chapter 1, which was like 4 pages long, I like laughed out loud. She's so funny.
Okay, I'm adding it to the list.
Yes, it's such a good summer read. And then I just started last night. What's that Carly Fortune one? This summer will be different, I think. I just started it.
I've heard good things about that one.
Yeah. And I'm going to say
Is it rom-com? What is it?
because I just came off The Paradise Problem, which was truly a rom-com. This one feels a little bit more serious, like a little bit more just like romance. But
Okay.
I think maybe technically it is a rom-com. Anyway, it's really cute so far. The end of the first chapter, like my jaw dropped and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm hooked. So I read a little bit this morning before we did this.
They're
but-
both just like sucking you in early.
Yeah, but I've got some interesting ones lined up. I've got a dark romance that I want to get into after this. And then obviously I'll need to start our August book, which I cannot believe we're almost to August. That's absolutely
I
insane.
know. I need to start the book. Like I should have started it last week, but I couldn't because we'll get into that in the next
Yeah.
episode. But like I'm dying. Like I feel like this is prime rom-com hour. Like the sun's always out. It's like good vibes outside. Like I just need something light and fresh. And there's actually a romance focused bookstore in Salt Lake City that I'm
Yes.
dying to go to. So I might just like pop in there one day and be like, all right, give me what you got. Like, I just want to know what you guys recommend.
Yeah, totally. And their Instagram that you sent me is like really cute. They have like book recs and the girls who work there are like really cute. They seem super sweet. So the next time I come out there, we absolutely have to go.
We have to go. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, did we have anything else that we wanted to catch up on?
I don't think so. I'm sure there's millions of things I could talk about before we moved on, but I don't really think there's anything like super important, you know, like the clubbers are dying. I'm like dying to have them know.
Yeah.
But you know,
Yeah, I feel similarly. I also feel like my brain has rotted. We're using a new platform to record this month. And so you guys, one of these days we're going to learn how to just set up the podcast and record it. But that day is not today.
Not today. Not today.
So yeah, we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope that next month we can do it in under an hour and use that hour to, like, I don't know, sit on the couch.
The hard part is going from in person to virtual. It's like, or remote, I guess. Like, I can't see what your setup looks like, so we can't troubleshoot together. It's like we're only just troubleshooting our own problems, which we're not very good at.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't noticed my pink background, I also am like recording in my bedroom, so I had to get something set up really quickly. But this thing is so like handy because I can just put it anywhere in the house. But like just getting set up remotely was just a chore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like revamp my bedroom to where I don't have to like do it every single time. But I fear that every time we record, I'm going to have to put this thing up because I just don't have anywhere cute in my house to do it like you do. But speaking of different looks, so we are considering or looking at revamping our club like logo, theme, colors, everything. We're going to just like, it's not going to be crazy different, but we have been in the works of like creating some new content that the branding is a little bit different. So that'll be fun. That's something that I've been working on outside of reading and outside of work. That's been pretty fun and like engaging.
Yes, totally. Sometimes it's nice to just like be creative, even if it looks like shit or you hate it. Like, it's nice to just get it
all
out.
of my stuff, like, it's annoying because I'll make something and then I'll go back and look at it the next day and I'm like, ew. But the day that I make it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be it. Like, it's going to be so cute. And the next day I'm like, why did I fucking put this together?
No, same. I'm like, I literally like shouldn't be trusted to have a Canva account. Like, I'm so dumb.
I know. And I was cracking up because we were talking to each other about this, but also Katie's brother-in-law, Dylan, about, is it weird to like rebrand right now? And I'm like, why the fuck do you think our 200 followers are going to give a shit what our logo is? Like, this is not a rebranding really yet. This is just more like two girls playing around on Canva and like pretending to be something. But we're having fun, and that's what's important.
I'm cracking up. It's just two dumbass bitches playing on Canva, like with an element and thinking that we're hot shit.
Exactly. Thinking that we're doing something. So girls, Christopher, if y'all realize that we started acting different and looking different, it's because, you know, we've really been in our grind on Canva.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah. Be on the lookout for it. We are actually like genuinely really excited about it. I feel like it's just going to be like fresh and just kind of like give us a little bit more options. And we're not so like locked in, like pink, like vomited all over everything, which is great. But, you know, sometimes
I love pink, as you can tell from my background, but like sometimes there's a need for a little bit of je ne sais quoi in the color palette.
Totally. So yeah,
because right now we're like pink, dark pink, cream.
Yeah, pink, dark pink, light pink, soft pink, and cream. And that's the extent of it. So yeah, more to come on that. We'll see what happens, and we might even have to end up cutting this because we might just say, no, you know what we have is good, and we'll just run with that. So
we're going to keep our logo. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, look forward to that. Okay. Unless we have anything else, I think it's time to move on to our book if you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much for joining into our July wrap up. We're happy to have you here and happy to have you remotely. If you aren't watching on YouTube yet, please go see us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. We would love to have you over there in our comments. We haven't got one fucking comment yet, so y'all get on it. And also feel free to check us out on Instagram and YouTube. No, not YouTube. TikTok also. Katie is getting on the TikTok grind, you guys. She's putting out all of our clips, so you can find us there at Girlies of the Club.
On both. Yeah.
And on both. So our Instagram, our TikTok are now the same. And if you have any recommendations of books we should read or things you want us to talk shit about, send them there. And we'll see you guys on the book episode. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.